special. Okay, now I should have audio going out over YouTube. Okay, now I should have audio going and out I over barely YouTube. Do have audio going out over YouTube. I think that was the problem I have using the portable version is it just does not seem to pick up these things as well as the regular one does, which is kind of strange. Hello and welcome into a rare edition of 12:46 p.m. Hello and welcome into a rare edition of live stream with myself, the homies, and Mr. DaVinci. Parker Morris joins us in chat. Hello, Parker. Parker's the first person and so far the only person in chat. So let's dig right into this. Zoom homies are here. Bill is in his normal position of, oh, I gotta do it. I'm going to put Zoom down in the lower right hand corner and it should reveal. Of course, me saying I'm going to do this and me doing this, I don't want to move it. I actually want to reduce it. Oh, why is this giving me a hard time? If anyone would have said there would not be any problems with this when I started, I'd have said, haha, watch. Because I think we all know there are going to be issues. All right, put Zoom right down there. You're now looking at the DaVinci machine. I don't have to do anything but do what I want to do. So let's jump right into it. This is what we're going to do right here. And then I apologize. In fact, I think I will turn my camera off because I'm not going to be looking at Zoom or the camera. I'm going to be looking at my DaVinci machine. And I'll glance at chat every now and then. John Williams, Darren Gilholm, party on a Monday. Exactly. Darren's got what appears to be an electric train. So this is an image that Bill Williams and I, William Dawson and I, Bill Williams, Bill, well, thanks for being here. See you tonight. Put together based on something he put together and couldn't get things to go right. And this is not exactly 100% the way that I want it. So I'm going to rework this image. If I bring this over like this, then you get to see DaVinci itself. However, that's kind of hard to see, and I know that's kind of hard to see. So I'm going to do it the other way where you just get to see what's going on. Although in order for this to do the way that I want it to do, you really need to see this. And unfortunately, when I point it back to this monitor, you don't get to see this. So how do I intend to do this? Whoever asked that question, very good question. Well, this is the original one you just saw a while ago on the big screen. That's the final version of it. And all these over here are what it took to do that. Nightbot is active. Speakerbot and StreamerBot is not active. I rarely turn those on for this. So let's reconstruct that to get the final thing. So I'm going to start moving things out of the way until we get a change in this. I think this is the one I want to work with. This is the original. And this is the one that goes on the side. And I think this is the one I want to work with. So my theory is very simple. I'm going to take this image and I'm going to copy it 2 more times. And I'm going to put it on the top and on the side. But I'm not going to do it the same way we did it last night. John, Nightbot, you must be generated by a robot. LOL. Yeah, it's AI, I'm sure. Hello, Long Dog. So let's get back to this. Now, I think what I'll do is I'll put this back over and just point the view back to here so you see the results. So I need you to remember final results. And this is the steps that I took to get there. So if we look at the steps, there's step 2. So here's step 1. make a copy, reduce it down, and attach it back to it. So Ernest, hello Ernest. Good to see you, my friend. Step 2, put the one on top. Here's where this got tricky and I was not thinking clearly. There's step 4. So if we move these out of the way, that looks okay. If we move that over the way, we had to do some hellacious masking on this to get this to work. I think it can be done a little easier and a little simpler. And I'm not sure why I have, oh, these are, okay, these are actually little bitty masks that you probably can't see because I couldn't get the doggone silly thing to look right. Now I'm going to put it back over on itself. It's called Video Clean Feed. And if you bring this back over here, this is a little bit easier to see. So again, we'll take away how we did this or how Bill and I did it last night. You have the finished product, and then you just put things together in layers. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then finally the main flashlight right there. And it looks okay. Actually, it looks really good. Now the other 2 that are in there, if you look right here and right here, then you will see it looks like it's not right. So we went ahead and made yet another copy, and we made those copies go over the top of that. And this looks terrible. There's still work that needs to be done on this because you can see a square edge here, you can see a square edge there, and the same thing there, and the same thing there. This is what got me thinking there's an easier way to do this. So let's just get out of this and do this all from the beginning. We're going to start with the flashlight. Well, no, we're not. That's going to be the very last thing, or actually that's going to be the second thing we put in. We're going to start with this one right here. I'm going to eliminate the other 2, which is this one right here and the masked out front of that one right there. We're not going to use those. We're going to use this one. I'm going to make 2 copies of this. Those are, wow, those are some critical yeah, it took us probably, what, Bill, about 2.5 hours to do this last night.
Yeah, figure everything out, how to get it
Yeah,
just right.
easily. So if this theory holds up, this will take, I don't know, 15-20 minutes if I just be quiet and do it. We're going to make 2 copies of this. We're going to hold our Alt key. We're going to make 1. We're going to make 2. Now you guys can't see any difference because they're all 3 the same. There's 1. There's 1. So let's play with this one right here. We're going to move it. All we're going to do is move it. We're going to bring the original flashlight back into the picture so that I can move it to where I think it needs to be. I've seen that flashlight. Yeah. Yeah, this is a William Dawson special, by golly. My hat goes off to Bill and Sam both because their creativity is just amazing. So I'm going to now move the flashlight, the little flashlight. I've got my transform highlighted, and you can see I'm moving the big flashlight. So basically what I want to do is I want to put that flashlight right about there, and then I want to make the rest of the flashlight go away. Well, how am I going to do that? Without masking it, without doing anything, without doing whatever, what if I bring the original flashlight up to on top of, well, that almost worked. That's still the original flashlight. Nope, it's not going to work. I'm going to have to mask this out. That's a good idea, though. That was a doggone good idea. Because I was thinking about this. If I bring this one in first, the full flashlight, just like these two, then put this one in second, this will hide that. Theoretically, it will hide that. However, when you get down to it, it's not working. But I'm determined to get this done. I'm determined to make this work. I think it can be done. I apologize. I'm not going to be able to keep up with chat very much. I should hire someone to do that for me. Nightbot works. That's good. John made a comment and he's seen the flashlight. So how am I going to do this? Oh, God on it. Well, Bill, there's take one. I still need to rotate that a little bit. It's off just a tad bit. And this is fun for me to do because I'm looking at a little bitty 26-inch screen. You guys are seeing it on the 44-inch, 43-inch screen. Hello, Ghetto. Ghetto joins us. Now I'm just going to rotate this a little bit to make it look like it's supposed to. And that probably right there is pretty close. It might need to go back just a little bit so that it's on this edge of the flashlight. It's about maybe right there. And that doesn't look too bad. It looks like this one's lined up on this break. It looks like this one's lined up on that break. And I might try to bring it just a little bit more on the angle. Maybe to right there. And possibly a little bit more back so that it's a little bit better centered on the flashlight itself. So about right there. That looks pretty good. Now bear in mind, this is our end result we want. We come over here, pretty much that's got that. How am I going to do this? Because I really thought I could put that in first and then hide it. I don't know why I can't. We look at chat. Have you done this before, asking for a friend? I've done similar things, yes. Actually, John, what I did last night was I actually put this project together. This is something that Bill's going to be showing live shortly. He needed the three girls, this sign, mashed out. So that's what we did. I apologize. I just got a text I need to answer. As a general rule, I don't like doing this. This one has to be answered, though. Not a matter of life and death, but it is kind of important. All right, so back to this. This is the one I wanted to show you. Now, have I done this before? Yes, I layer things all the time. Monobomb, Virginia. I've been racking my brain trying to learn Adobe Premiere. I know nothing. I'm sure it's basically the same. You're going to take images, videos, and whatnot. You're going to edit them. Now, I will show you what this one looks like, and then this is what it looks like right now. This is it right now. And if I hit the space bar, the video will play on the side of the wall. So we have a plain video inside a static picture, which I've always found to be fascinating, and I've always wanted to do that. That's pretty cool. Now, how did that all come about? It's only 15 seconds, so it's pretty short, sweet, and to the point. Well, if we take the duplicate out, and this is how I know I can do what I want to do with that flashlight, I just got to figure it out. Then we get down to the original picture without it's not the original picture. The original picture, if we want to talk original picture, that's your original picture right there. An AI generated William Dawson special with 1, 2, 3, 4 windows in there. All of my new vids will be practice experiment. Yeah, I needed content today. I don't need it. I'm trying to do 2 live streams a day, and I thought, what's a better way to do things than to do this? And I am here. I mean, obviously you can hear my voice, and now you can see my face. I've got my camera put where it's good for my night stream, but it is absolutely horrible for this because if I look over here, you're going to see the side of my face, and that's just horrible. So let's get back to this and turn that camera off. Oops. Oops. How about we turn that camera off? So this is the original picture, and then I doctored it up and put the stuff in there, and then I doctored it up one more time and made a duplicate. Actually, what I did is I made the duplicate first, and then I'm racking my brain to say, what can I put on these portals or these windows or whatever? And I decided with this for now. Now I can bring the alien and put it in the video if I want. It's not going to move. It's a static picture. The problem I have with this whole project, and I've had this problem for a while, is these are rounded corners. I could take the time to rotoscope them out, or I can take and do which is done now, which is a 4-corner thing, and you can see a corner and a curve don't mix. So by the time I get this project done, this image will be inside the rounded corners. Now, John asked if I had done this before. Yes, I have done this before. Why did that not show up? Oh, it didn't go over far enough. So there's a copy of the original. If I take and make a copy of the copy and put it on top of itself, you don't know that it's a copy. However, if I move the copy, now we know it's a copy of a copy of a copy. It's a copy of a copy of the original. My next trick, ladies and boys and girls and gentlemen, will be to make yet another copy, to take that copy and put it in behind the original. That's in the foreground. These 3 are all, well, this one's in the background. This is in the foreground. That's in the foreground. I have an issue trying to figure that out, and it's just a matter of figuring it out. It can be done. This can be done. Basically, the flashlight's the same thing. You make a copy of the flashlight, you change the size. I can reduce this. I can reduce the size of this, but it's not going to matter. It's still going to be in the foreground, and I don't want it in the foreground. All right, John, I will talk to you later, my friend. Thank you for showing up. Pen tool. If you're talking about the white box, is the white box even showing up? No, it's not. My bad. Let me show you how I'm doing that. And again, I apologize. The screen's going to get so much smaller. This is what's known as a multi-functioning box. You can transform, you can crop, you can zoom, you can open the FX overlay, you can use the fusion, you can put annotations in there, immerse, and smart reframe. I use transform and transform only. There's so much I need to learn, and that way I can put whatever I want wherever I want. Okay, now I'm going to delete this particular one because I'm not ready to deal with it yet. So we're just going to highlight it. We're going to hit backspace. That leaves me the other 3. This is my finished product without having the other model in there. Even if I bring this over there, now I have that, and you can see You can barely see that, but you can still see this. So we're going to get these two out of the way. And now we have that. So how did I make this? How did all this come about? Well, let's start with the original. Bring it into Fusion, which is I meant pen tool to cut rounded. Oh, okay. Good question. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I always like questions from the audience and the viewers. So let's go ahead and just do that right now. Let's take the original, go over here to Fusion, and oh, not there. Well, there it is. I've been lately doing this kind of weird. So this is my media in. I'm going to put that over in viewer number 1. And then we're going to take media in out, and we're going to plug it into the media out 1 in, and it shows up over there. Now, how am I going to round those corners? I appreciate that question. I'm going to show you how we're going to round those corners, but not with this image. We're going to come back to here. We're going to make a copy by holding down Alt and dragging it up. Now I'm going to turn this one off. I don't want that one on because I want to work with this one here. We're going to go back to the beginning of the clip, and we're going to go back to Fusion. It should be the exact same thing because it's an exact copy of what we were doing. Now, I've got a question for one of the homies that you can't see all of us because the subscribe button's in the way. Sorry about that. Hold on a minute. Let me fix that problem. My God, does this guy know what he's doing or what? Is that moving? There we go. There we go. Going to make it a little bit smaller, but I think you will be able to see everybody. We'll move it over right there. That's fine. All right. So now you see, well, you see what you see. So Motobomb Virginia asked, how do we do that? Well, we're going to come in here to these tools, and you have a square ellipse, which is a rectangle. You have a ellipse, which is a circle. These are all masked. Then you have what's known as a polygon. These are the 3 that I use extensively. Then you have what's known as a B-spline. Don't understand it. I've played with it. I just can't figure it out. Then you have multi-poly. I think I want to try the multi-poly. So we're going to get it over here, and we're going to get rid of these, although I can explain those in a moment. So again, Bill, highlight, backspace. So easy. You can do this a different way, and I get it. I'm set in my ways with Windows. I do things very strangely. You can right click, and then you go up here and find the word delete, and then delete it that way. Or if you got a lot you want to get rid of, use the Windows left key, hold, drag, and hit the delete key, hit the backspace. It's the same thing. So thank you, Motobomb. I do appreciate it. So we're going to bring this over here, and we're going to click on it, and we're just going to make a mask. Well, we're not, because your last point has to connect. We'll go here, and then we'll connect it, and then that should have masked out, but it's not masking out because the polygon is not connected to anything. Take the polygon out and just put it anywhere in the node, because this is going to have one function and one function only. It's going to change that picture. Drop it, and there it is. Now, I can move this entire polygon using this tool right here. I can move it like this. I can move it just straight across by grabbing the arrow like this, or I can move it up like this, or like I like to do, I grab the middle one and I just move it where I want. The problem with that is, especially when you're tracking, it can create havoc. So let's go back to our multi-polygon. We're going to disconnect it. We're going to get rid of everything we've done. It never existed. We're now going to bring down a multi-polygon, and we're going to try what I've never done for real ever before. We're going to take picture 1, and put it up here because I need to see what I'm doing. How do I get around a corner? Well, we go here, we go here, we go here, we go there, and then we connect it. And then you can round these corners by grabbing the handles and rounding the corners. I don't know if that's coming through good enough or not. I really wish I could do this a different way. But now we're going to round the corner. We're going to put it about right, like that. We're going to move it up. We're going to bring this one down. A lot of adjustments get involved in this. A lot of adjustments. I do it. I don't usually use the handles. I do it a different way. You can zoom this by pressing Control and rolling your mouse. You can zoom it in. You can zoom it out. I would suggest when you do that, and I'm sure Adobe Premiere, see how that looked good, but it's not. I'm going to have pink on that edge. So we're going to take this and we're going to put it over here just a tad bit into black. And we're going to bring this edge and we're going to bring it up there just a little bit. We're going to take this edge and put it over there. It doesn't, you can put this all the way over here. Yes, pen tool. We do have those, and I'll show you those in a second. So now, to see what this looks like, you have to have something to put in its place. And we're just going to grab some media, and we're going to plug. This ain't going to work. This is another reason why I do it the way I do it, because that's not what I want. This is the only way I learn. I will figure this out. I'm not liking that. I think the multi-poly tool is what is confusing me. So I'm going to do this the way I know how to do it. I'm going to close that to give me some space. I'm going to grab a polygon, drag it down. You don't have to drag it down. You can double click. I'm going to put this up in viewer 1, make sure I'm on my polygon, bring this down. And I don't want the outside edge of this. I want the inside edge. So I'm going to put a point there. I'm going to put a point there. I'm going to put a point there, 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 about right there. Oh, by the way, you can also do this over here. You can bring your, you can make this bigger. You make this bigger, bring it over here. Then I can make my points here. Watch what happens in the other side. It puts my point in there. I do this a lot as well when I'm doing this. So now that looks okay. It's not 100% rounded, but it's better. So I'm going to grab this right here and I'm going to round it out. I'm going to grab this point and bring it up. And then I'm going to grab this point and bring it. Oops. I just created a point and bring it up. You can lock these so you can work with. I'm good with that. Now, when I connect that, that's what I want it to be. Now, how do I put an image in this? Well, I use to do the other one, the planar tracker, so that I can put it in there. But I also believe, all right, Bill, I'm gonna put you on the spot. What would you do this? What would you do to put a picture on that? If I wanted to take this image and put it on that right there, after I've mashed it out with a polygon, if you plug it in, it's just going to create a merge and that's going to take its place and it's not going over the polygon. Oh, what if we took the polygon and plugged the media into the polygon? What would happen then? Would this image be in that pink space? I don't know. It would not. What if we took Can you put a media on a media? You cannot. Well, yeah, I guess you can, but it's not showing up. But the polygon's showing up. What if you took, I'm pretty sure I know how this has got to go, but it's just, again, I've never really tried that. So if you put the polygon through the media, and then you took the media and plugged it into the media, it does not do it. But the media is polygoned out. If we were to throw this over on that, you can see this is the image of the runway, but that's not what we want. So let's get the results we want. We're going to take our polygon, we're going to put it in there. You can either hit the little circle there or left click, drag it up and put it in there. It's the same difference. So how am I going to do that?
It almost have to be two separate, between two different polygons and probably to.
I'm not sure about that either. I think you have to put something between here and here in order to do that. Now, my guess would be
I can't think the name of the mixing.
multi-mat or multi.
Multi.
Well, let's go with the multi. That'd be a multi-merge is what I think he's referring to. And we're not connected to anything, so it's just going to put it anywhere on the board. If I wanted to connect it, there's two ways you can connect it. Highlight what you want to connect it to, space shift, bring up your menu, do your search and add it, and it'll put it in the flow chart, the pipeline, whatever you want to call it. Now, if I take this and plug it into here, I don't think it's going to do it. I don't think it's going to put that where it needs to go. And it did not. And it should not have. That's fine. That's the effect. Let's see if I can put it in the effect, specifically in the effect, and it doesn't do that. What about putting it in the, should be a garbage mat in here somewhere.
Okay, that's layer.
All right, so it's not the multi-merge. So I'm going to get rid of the multi-merge. I'm going to think a moment to see how many we got watching right now, and then I'm going to go make some adjustments. If you're familiar with DaVinci Resolve or any editing program for that, let me know. I've got an idea. What I got to do is this right here. I'm sure there's a different way of doing it. This is an interesting laptop design. I'll check that later. It has nothing to do with DaVinci Resolve. So we're going to come back over here. We're going to take this one because we know that's that one. We're going to make a copy by holding Alt and make a copy. We're going to turn this one off. We're going to work with this one. We're going to go back into DaVinci. We are now going to add a planar tracker. And we're going to go ahead and attach it because I know where I want it to be. And then we're going to change up here in the operation mode the track to a corner pin. And it's exactly what it says it is. It's a corner pin. I'm hoping by having polygon this out to get the circles, I'm going to get the effect I'm looking for. So we're going to bring this over just like the other one. And we're going to put it in there like this. I'm going to go just inside that right there. And just inside right about there. We're going to connect media 2 just by dragging the out and letting go on there. And that does that. Now, that's got it there, but it's not rounded. So I may have to rework this and put the polygon over here. In fact, let's experiment with that, shall we? Sure, we shall. So bring a polygon down, plug the polygon into here. I'm just going to halfway do this because I don't think it's going to work. There's about 3 different ways I want to try to do this that come off the top of my head. And then that would be that. But as you can see, that didn't work. Basically the same thing as over here. So we do away with that. We have that. Kill that idea for now. I want to go check something out. So we have 3 different layers, but we don't have it cornered out. So now if we do this, and we do this, okay, this is closer. Not perfect yet. It's closer. Now you're not seeing anything because I want you to see what the results are going to be. Let's do something crazy weird here. Go back over here and turn the layers back on. All right, it's still not rounded. All right, I'm okay with that. I mean, I've never done anything the first time and made it look the way I want it to. I think this one's absolutely not doing anything, which is our masked, not perfectly, but you know what? Let's try this yet a different way. Let's go back over to here. I'm going to disconnect that. I'm going to disconnect the polygon. I'm going to work with the planar tracker and the planar tracker only. And you can't see all this because I'm over on the same. Oh, you have no idea. The flashlight, which is how this all started out, that took a long time last night. So I apologize again, but I think it's important that you see this, and I'll figure out a way maybe to do this somehow. So we're going to take and we're going to work on this right here. We're going to use the planar tracker. We're going to track that window. So we're going to get rid of this corner pin completely. Actually, we're going to get rid of the tracker completely. We're going to re-add the tracker completely back into the same spot. And now we have a clean, nothing's going on. We're going to track it. We're going to track from here, just outside that, just outside that, just inside that, and we're going to go right there. Now we're going to blow this up so that I can see. See, it looked good when it was down there, but that looks horrible. That's not going to track what I want it to. So I want this track. Long Dog, I got your email. I'll check it later. Thank you. And we're going to bring this one up so that it's just outside that corner. And then we're going to leave that one down there like it is. We're going to bring this one over here so that we get there. I thought I could do that. I thought for sure I could get into the black. I want to track all of the pink. I was wondering, yeah, I was up to about 4 doing DaVinci. So I don't want a whole lot of that, but I do want outside that, because what we're going to try to do is we're going to track this area, and then we're going to put the picture inside that area. So I got my track. I'm going to make sure I'm on my 0 frame. If I move the playhead over there, I'm on frame 160. I want to make sure I'm on 0 by doing that or hitting the home button. We're going to set our start point right here by hitting the word set. This is important when you're in the middle of a track. It will start, you set your point, it'll start there and track whichever way you want it to go. By doing that, I only have to track forward. So I'm going to track this forward, and this could take a minute. Of course, it's not going to take a minute. I know it's tracked because I can see the little bitty. Can you add and subtract the little dot? Sure, you can actually do that, but it takes forever. So I've got a good track, or do I? Well, I got some dots in there, and it looks like I got a dot on the outside, but that's fine. I don't have any dots down here. We can make an adjustment on that if need be. Now we're going to go back to the operation mode, and we're going to go to corner pin. We're going to make our corner pin as soon as we find it. Believe me, it's on here. It's right there. So we're just going to grab these, and we're going to bring them over here. And the corner pin is just a basic, you want to put something in that area. So you corner pin it out and it will go in that specific area. So now I want my corner pin to be just on the inside of that, what I would call a frame. Even though I've seen it done on square images, I've seen it done on just outside the frame. I have not ever tried it. This is the first time I've tried corners or rounded corners. That one's good. That one's going to be good. That one's good. All right. So here we go. We're going to just go to one viewer. We're going to move this over. I'm going to plug that picture in and see if it looks like it's in the frame or not. I'm hoping. My fingers are crossed, my legs are crossed, and the only way to know for sure is to come over here. And then the only way to know for sure, as we say here in Indiana, is to do that. And it's close. It is really, really close. The closest I've ever gotten it. And I have a friend I can reach out to who's been doing this a lot longer than I have, and he's a lot better than I am. And he probably could do it in a matter of seconds. You'll notice up here in this corner, this is not right. Thank you, Motobomb. I appreciate that. I do so appreciate that. So let's go fix this issue right here. To do that, we're going to go back into here, and it doesn't matter where this is at. We're going to go back into the fusion. We're going to go back into the corner pin. And I'm going to bring that corner down, and you'll see the instant results here. So I'm going to grab that point, and I'm going to bring it down just a little to right there. That's pretty good. It's not 100% rounded, but I don't think the average person will be able to tell that was rounded at one point unless I point it out. I don't think if I bring this down, or up for that matter, I think it's got to go about right there. That looks pretty damn rounded to me. That's got a little curve to it. I'm happy with that. And yes, this is where this gets really fun. Now that one I can't do. And then it looks like this one right here is a little bit off as well. Actually, it's not bad. There we go. This one that one's doable. That one is doable. However, you know what I just realized? Well, the problem with that, I'm thinking, put an ellipse in there, make it an oval, but then how do you put the picture in the ellipse? That's a good question. So let's work with this a little bit more. Let's see what we can do. If you've got any questions or any suggestions or anything you'd like to see, just put it in chat. Send me a message to my phone. Send me an email to kstoutzz00m@gmail.com, and we'll go from there. Let's see what this looks like. This one's absolutely not needed. There's no change in that whatsoever. So this one's going away. If I turn this one back on, then that looks okay. If I move that, this is our original. This is we put a picture in there. So now, if we bring this over, this is not showing through because it's not, this particular thing has not been done yet. Now, to me, and I'm not saying this because I did it, but to me, that picture of that planet looks horrible. That looks pretty good. All right, I hear you. Let's put the planet in there. Let's make it look realistic. Let's make it look the same. So I'm going to go grab the planets. I'm going to get rid of whatever that was, KSL 182. I'm going to plug this in there, and we'll go back and look at it over here. And it's a little bit more square, so there's a little bit of work to be done in there. Man, this has really got me frustrated. Anyone kept talking? Have we really been going 45 minutes on this? We started about 45 of the hour, or after the hour. It's 33 now. Didn't I start out doing a flashlight? Wasn't that the original intent? Although this is fun. I enjoy doing this. If this was Vilf's project, we'd be done with it. Yeah, I agree. Once I get more practice at this, I'll be much better at it. So let's turn this track off. The reason you turn that track off is if you go to Fusion, you generally get the whole thing. And it should, yeah, see, I don't want that. I only want that. So I just find it to know that I'm working on the one I want. I disable that track, highlight that track, make sure I'm where I want to be, and it's there. So let's grab our points and drag them down. Ah, Bill, you know what?
What?
What if I put this out here like this? What if I put that right there and that right there? And that right there. Can't see the rounded corners, right?
Right.
Well, what if can we swap the inputs on this? I do not know. I'm asking seriously. Well, you can swap the inputs, but because apparently there's another track over there somewhere, it's grabbing that picture. So let's re-swap these and get it back to where we want. That's what we want. We want that picture. We're doing it wrong. Think about what we're doing. We want, I'll make a big screen because I know it's a pain to see. We want that image inside of the picture frame, right?
Right.
So the picture frame, will that work? I really thought, okay, no problem. No problem. Let's go back to the tracker. Let's retrack it. Let's retrack it and let's add more points to track. Maybe that'll do it. We'll take a quick glance at chat. Looks like we're okay there. Tracker point, yes, and we want the output to be the background. Mask over, we got choice between background mask or mask over background. Let's try mask first. Ooh, that's not looking promising. Okay, we need to do away with that planar tracker. I need to start this process all over again by getting a planar tracker, putting it in there, and I do this because I don't know how to edit stuff yet, which is funny because I'm using an edit. Go to the tracker. We're going to use track. We're going to use perspective. We're going to change it to mask. Oh, this is cool. Okay. And since I have no clue what it's going to do, I'm going to track it. I'm going to set a point and I'm going to track it. It's tracked. Now I'm going to change this to corner pin, and I'm going to go set my pin, which I know is in here. Don't have to be perfect. I can always adjust things later if need be. So for right now, we're just going to put this right like that. We're going to connect it, and we'll make some adjustments. That didn't work. What if we do? Oh, I know. I'm such an idiot sometimes. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly how to do this. What's the problem right now? We have a square box we're trying to put rounded corners on. We do what we need to do. What if, oh, that didn't work. What if that didn't work? I know how to do it. I just got to really think about this a minute. Okay, get rid of that. Get rid of that one. All right. Bill, think about what we just did 2 weeks ago with the guy that we put on the wall that was dancing on the wall. We put him in a specific place on the wall by tracking it and then putting a corner pin in there. Remember?
Yeah.
And then we flipped the source so that it put the guy there. So let's try that real quick. Looking at chat, we look to be caught up with chat. So we're going to track this. We're going to, and I apologize, you guys are not going to see anything. We're going to leave it exactly like it is, and we're going to track these points. Now, I really want to add more points to this. I don't remember how to do that. I've seen it done. All right, I got my track laid out. I'm just trying to see if I can lay out some more points or not, because I want a lot of points in there. I want this thing to be just, I want that whole entire pink thing to be nothing but dots. So, all right, I got a point set. I'm going to track it out. I'm going to wrap this up. If I don't get it in the next 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to try it a different way. Did that track? I don't think that tracked. It says it tracked. I don't see that it tracked, though. I don't have any little white marks or not. So let's go back to the corner pin. By the way, I'm basically self-taught by watching YouTube videos, and I've connected with a couple of people that I have learned a lot from, and they have helped me out immensely. And I'll be glad when I get sort of to the point where they're at. I will be very, very happy with that. Okay, I've got that pinned out. I'm gonna do this. Oh man, close. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I'm just changing how it's doing the merge. So that's not it. Can we adjust these points? Let's put it foreground over background. See that image needs to be in the background somehow. And I know it can be done because I've seen it done. I just don't remember how to do it. So now if we come in here and we move our points, we're leaving a step out. When we track it, I know we're leaving a step out. I just know we're leaving a step out. That's not bad right there. That right there is not too bad. Maybe the upper left hand corner is a little bit off. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'm okay with that for now. Not 100% rounded. Watch this. I'll actually show you guys this as I try to do it. So we have our original image, and now that looks terrible. Hello, Robert. Robert Michael joins us. Let's go ahead. I'm going to leave that like that. What if we took and added a polygon? Now let's try an ellipse. I'm game. So we're going to bring the ellipse over here and we're going to make it. No, I'm not going to make an expression. I don't want an expression. What we're going to do is we're going to bring our width down and we're going to bring our height down. And I'm going to grab it right here and I'm going to bring it over here. Now I'm going to just try to round out these corners. All right, that's not going to work. Or well, let's see what it does. Let's plug it into the media. Ah, that didn't work. Son of a gun. Okay, this will work. This will work. This is the wrong thing to use, but this is going to work. I'm going to get rid of the ellipse. We're going to grab what seems to be my favorite masking tool lately, and that's called the ever popular and famous polygon. And then we're going to make a polygon. And that polygon is going to start up here. It's going to go right there. It's going to go right there. Did you just restart a stream, Bill?
Yeah, the the men from Mars and women from Venus.
Got it. All right. Okay, we are going to make this rounded as best we can. That looks pretty doggone rounded right there. I'm leaving that exactly like it is. Then we're going to plug that polygon into the media. Oh, it went away. Darn it. Why'd it go away? I'm not sure. Okay, it went away. It's still not rounded. It should be rounded. By inverting that, okay, all I did is I inverted the mask. I made a mask and I got rid of the picture. And then when you invert it, it puts the picture back in there. But these points are still not rounded. If I bring this point down, I should be rounding that out. I'm going to play with this for a minute. Clearly not that one. Okay, well, that's not helping me out because I can't do anything with that. Even though it said you could. All right. Right click here for shape animation. I right click. I'm just looking at some settings right now to see if there's a way I can do this. This does not look like what I want. Surprised someone hadn't said, does this guy know what he's doing? Right now, I honestly don't know what I'm doing. I'm okay. That one looks pretty good. It's probably the best I've gotten it. If I put everything else back in there, then it's my mission today to get this done. My mission in life to get this done. I did understand what Jose was saying last night, by the way. Where is Greg when you need him? I know. I don't even think he's out of bed yet. Um, okay, this is the one I want to keep working with. This is the one I want to stay over there. I am going to actually make some changes. I'm going to bring Zoom back in full screen, and I'm going to bring my camera up. Here I am. Sort of, kind of got it to where I want it. I am going to do some research, and by the end of the day, I'm going to know how to make a mask of rounded corners to put something in there. My suspicion is it's going to do with tracking something out. You want to track that area out, and then you want to put something in that area. I just got to go recall how to do it. And I know we've done it. I know you and I did that here a while back with the with the kid dancing on the wall. And I
Well,
know
you mask it out, then you create a checker pattern in the back in the masked out area, then put the image over the checker pattern.
something. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. All right, so I'm going to exactly do this now. Zoom's going to go away for a minute. So the reason I know this can be done, oh, this isn't the one I want. I took this kid out of another video and I put him in here. And then I took this kid and put him in there. But that's square. This is easy. If I move this, I put the kid up there. I have a problem right now with I can only have one or the other. I need these to be together so that when this is working the way it's supposed to work, this corner is actually working, but I do have some issues with that. That's not the one I want. I don't think that's the one I wanted.
You're talking about the brick wall.
Yeah, I remember. I just got to remember how to do it. So this is an interesting project that I've thrown together, and this is Bill. Bill asked me to do this. He wanted to know if I could change the color of the girl's hair. Well, sure, I can change the color of the girl's hair. Took me a couple minutes to figure it out. I knew the basic premise. So then I got one further. Let's change the color of the girl's hair. Then let's change the color of the girl's hair in the picture down here. Now I'll do, is that great? uh, all right, now everybody can see it. It'll be a little bit easier to see, I would think, hopefully. Why is that not coming through? There we go. So Bill asked me if I could change the picture, the girl's hair, and I said, sure, that could be done. That's easy. That's a mask, by the way. And then you go into color and you change the color. And it's not the world's greatest. You can see down here at the bottom, or I can, you can see her natural hair there and there. So then me being me, my immediate thought was, what if I change the picture, the girl's hair, and then I change the girl's hair again, only this time I change the girl's hair in the picture itself. She's got purple hair, even though you can't tell. Hello, Matthew. So I'm going to go try to find. I really got to get better at labeling these. I might not have even saved that one. I don't remember. It's been so long since we did it. What, a month maybe?
At least a good month and a half, not longer.
All right, this isn't it. I don't know why that actually showed being the one that I wanted. I think I need to create folders for my daily projects instead of doing it like I'm doing it. And now I can't even find the kid dancing on the card.
That's what I've been doing lately. Started every project's got its own download folder.
It's the way to do it. So that's weird. This actually has a big old finger pointing. Bless you. This has a big old finger pointing at it. And there's no finger in that at all. But according to the thumbnail, there's a big old finger in this. And that big old finger actually is right there. That's a mask of somebody's pointing a finger at you. And it actually should be showing because I believe it's right there. It's all about layering, how you put it in its layers. All right, let's wrap it up. Let me get back over here to here, go back to Zoom, kill that. I want to thank Bill. I want to thank Darren, Rich, and Matthew just joined us. I also want to thank everyone on chat, which would be Bill, Robert, Motobomb, Long Dog. This has gotten 25 views, so this is good. This is actually a very productive, good thing. Even though it was a horrible failure, sort of, kind of, I do like where it's sitting. I do like the fact that it looks okay right now for me. I think it's going to be, yeah, that looks okay. Now, nobody can see that but me, but it looks okay. If I show it over YouTube one last time, it's not 100% rounded, but as soon as we catch up here, there we go. It's not 100% rounded, but it will serve its purpose.
And most people generally wouldn't know the difference.
If you and I didn't know it was squared, and everyone that's been watching didn't realize that was a rounded corner, that looks pretty acceptable. That really does. Same thing with this. If you didn't know they were not square windows, that looks pretty acceptable too. The nice thing about this one is, and this has always fascinated me, if I take and play this, the video inside there is going to play. Now, obviously, I'm just playing around with my grandchildren's video just to see if it would work, and it does. Now, here's an interesting thing. That's going to go black because there's no data for it to read. It's trying to play, and there's no data. What if we stretch this out by 1,000,000 seconds? And we hit play, and it's going to play. At 15 seconds, will it go black or not? My vote says yes, it'll go black at 15 seconds.
Yeah. Unless you looped it.
Depends on how long the video is. It's not looped. Depends on how long that video is. So yes, I was wrong. It will extend out. It is still playing. I took it from a 15-second video and turned it into a 42-second video, and it still plays. It still scrubs through. So that's good. And the pictures didn't go away. Now, here's a good thing to point out. Look how horrible that looks. That looks absolutely horrible. You got pink there, you got pink there, and it looks terrible. Go back over to here. That looks a heck of a lot better. Windows these days, it's all about rounded corners. Yeah, it's that doggone Windows 11. They were like, let's make all the corners round. Images, pictures. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Long Dog. Thank you, William. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Motobomb, Virginia. I do appreciate it. If I missed your name, I don't have the scroll today. Long Dog, I know John Williams was here, and he'll be here tonight briefly. He probably won't stick around. Ernest was here. Thank you, Ernest. I'm going to shut this down, and I'm going to figure this out. Bye for now. Where's the camera at? Bye for now.